Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first of many Arcui stations in collaboration with Teamwrkr. This is a space for you to go ahead and ask me any questions you require in regards to your freelance journey. Now, starting with this first time meeting that we're doing and which is going to lead to so many more, we're going to start with something that's really important, niching. Just like how we have decided to niche down to be a freelancer, there are a lot of things we need to consider when we're going right into any business, whether that be freelancing, starting our own business, agency, whatever that might be. Niching is truly important. It's the same thing when we try to pick our dating type. We need to have a kind of people you truly vibe with. So niching plays a role there too. So it's a lot of things. And with that, we get right into it. Now, I do have a couple of questions here, but I would like to ask the people in the room, what are their thoughts on niching and what are certain things they struggle with when it comes to niching? And as the conversation goes, I'll even talk a bit more about valuable things you need to know about niching based upon the questions that are being asked. And I hope that everybody who's tuning in and listening to the recordings find it to be extremely valuable. Join the Teamwrkr community, an amazing place to be with other freelancers and truly grow in the future of work and find as much value as they can. If you have any more questions, you can truly just send them to me on the archive station created in the Teamwrkr channel. We have a lot more topics going on till the 1st of March. And if this is a success, I'm pretty sure Phil would like me to be here for more such sessions. So looking forward to hearing all your questions and let's get started. Phil and Varun, do you have any thoughts on niching and what are some of the questions you generally get asked or ask yourself when you want to niche or had to niche previously? Is there something you're currently dealing with as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a great topic because my experience is definitely that you need to think about niching even very early on in your freelance career. But the question I have for you, I think, Arcui, or for in general is, a lot of times there's anxiety with niching, right? That you're thinking that I'm going to get so specific about something, I'm going to lose opportunities, and especially early on. And I know in my freelance career, you want to get all those opportunities you can, right? You're just trying
Yes.
to get started and you're like, oh, I want to get all this great, I want to get some things going and make some money. And it's very important to do that, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's kind of some anxiety that comes in around the topic. Am I going to miss opportunities because I'm so specific? And then even beyond that, now people think I only do these things, or this one or two things, so that's kind of a question, I guess, around how to overcome that anxiety. And then maybe it's around marketing yourself or something like that too. So in terms of not getting too niched.
Absolutely. And this is great because Carolyn from the community had asked the same question as well. And yeah, fear of missing out is a great deal of worry. A lot of people face that, and it actually ends up causing you a lot more stress than it really needs to. The way
Yeah.
I look at it is that oh yeah, Varun, would you like to ask something?
No, no, I was agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have muted myself.
No, that's all right. Yeah. But yes, with niching, there's a lot of stress that a lot of people face initially, especially when they're unfamiliar with these things. The way I like to look at it is when you niche down, you're not actually closing doors, but rather opening a streamline of doors specifically into something you specialize in. Now, yes, there's a lot of fear in terms of missing out on opportunities, or as you said, Phil, with people thinking that you only do one particular service. One of the best benefits of niching is that because look at it in this manner, when you niche down, you truly get to be an expert in something you enjoy. You should never niche down with services you don't really know how to do or you don't really excel in. If you can't enjoy doing a particular service, then that shouldn't be your niche. Your niche should be something that allows you to do a lot more in a particular field because of your understanding and expertise. But that opens up to you building relationships with people because they see you as a trustworthy option and a partner. And when that happens, they have conversations with you about other things as well. I have been in this situation many times, even in my current projects. Clients come to me for one particular service, and then they ask me, hey, Arcui, does your agency do other things as well? Or, hey, Arcui, do you know someone who can do these things? And I'm like, yes. Most of the time, it's my agency who can take care of it. And with my current industry model, I can collaborate with a lot of people. So that still opens me up to a lot more opportunities. While you might think that you're missing out on a lot of things, you're rather opening yourself to build strong bonds with people in a particular industry, even when it comes to niching to an industry, because then you get to be a part of a stronger network. Instead of worrying that I can't get all the single 100 opportunities in different fields, you get to have 100 opportunities in one single field, and then you become their point of contact. They're someone who they can completely rely upon. And that is a great thing. believe me, we have to put out tweets and LinkedIn posts to our clients that, hey, we're opening up for opportunities now. Instead of worrying where we can get new clients, we're telling our clients that, hey, our doors are open. You can come in, you can dine in, we can work with you. Because when you niche down, you truly get to build your expertise. You're less worried, you're more confident, and your understanding of a field and industry truly helps you grow. Because of that, you can have amazing conversations, even in cold calls or random calls that come in. It's the same thing with me being here. It's so easy for me to just go right ahead and ask as many questions as I want and answer them in detail because I know everything when it comes to freelancing. Even if not everything, I have a great enough understanding that I can build upon it and learn very quickly. I hope that answers your question, Phil. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, I was muted there. Yes, it does. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great point about, relieving your anxiety by knowing that you're actually going to become more of a seen as a go-to person in the field, that
Yes.
you become more expert then. And, I love your point too about make sure that you're like jotted it down, make sure that the niche you're in, you really like,
Yes.
it's going to be very helpful because
Yes.
if you pick something you don't like, you're probably not going to do it very well, and it's a funny thing. We only do things that we don't like for so long, right? So
Yes.
yeah, it's great. Thank you for answering that. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. And before we go to the next question, that is really amazing, mainly because freelancing should be seen as the opportunity to do things we truly love. While a lot of people still get into freelancing going with opportunities like content creation and something that's really trending, it doesn't need to be that. It can be anything you love. And niching goes the same way. It can be niching in terms of the services, the kind of people you vibe with, the kind of industry, the kind of prices you want to charge as well. Everything you can niche down to, even the location. Now, we are never niche down to a location, but we niche down to a mindset. But everything allows you to be the expert in a circle, and that circle expands a lot more than you can truly imagine. With that, I would love to go to Varun. And hey, Varun, yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'd love to hear from you in a bit as well. But yes, Varun, go ahead.
I mean, a couple of days ago, a couple of months ago, I saw this person niching down so at a so minor level. I thought myself like I cannot niche down to that level. Like I think you know her from our Twitter circle as well. She's Kaveri. So basically what she has done is she's a developer, and I mean she is just entering into web development. So she learned how to make landing pages, all right. So and she's learning how to develop more functional websites as well. So what she did was it was amazing. What she did was she targeted specifically fitness coaches, and she targeted like, I can only provide you with a landing page, that's it. And I'll only be providing coaches fitness coaches my services, because I know only this particular thing, and I will try to monetize it as much as possible. So what she did was started posting threads on landing pages, why landing pages are important, and why must you have a landing page. And I had a chat with her, like a couple of weeks ago, like, how did you niche down, I mean, to this very very tiny extent. So she said, like, I know only this thing, and I want to try to monetize it. And she tried to cold email. I mean, she specifically said, I cold emailed 35 coaches on LinkedIn. All right, I cold emailed them. Four of them replied. I got four replies from there, with which from which two rejected, like, we don't want your services right now. And uh, and the two she made the clients, I mean, those two became her client, and she provided just a landing page to them. So I mean, it was out of the world for me. uh,
Yes.
like, so niching out at super small level, but it was amazing. I mean, I learned a lot from her. That's it from my side.
Yeah. And I think it's really crucial because that's a fun way to look at niche. If you have limited knowledge, choose that. So instead of being worried that you don't have an expansive knowledge, whatever you understand, try to understand in very detail. Even if it's creating landing pages, creating social media posts, understand everything about it. It's not just about being able to create, but how it works. Every service needs to be functional for your industry. So if you,
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Kavita has experience working with coaches, or even when she made her own mock project, she realized the things she needs to cover. It's the same thing with any
Exactly.
service. We work with and restaurants, and because I enjoy food, I know the importance of presentation and how great of a role it can play when your product is marketed in a great sense. So that allows you to truly talk about things, and you don't always have to be limited to your niche. Niching allows you to truly
Exactly.
build a cultivation of clients while allowing you to expand on other things. And as you work with clients, you realize other things, you learn about other factors, and that allows you to even expand into other skills while you're expanding your own understanding of services and so much more. And because you can truly impact people in one way or the other, it allows your clients to build a trust with you. And then when you tell them that, hey, you remember working with me, right? Now I've started doing other services and you know the work I deliver. So would you like to work with me on these other services? And they're more than confident and willing to work with you. So that's another benefit of niching. Yeah. I see that Varanya will have to rejoin from the laptop. That's all right. But in the meantime, another thing that I wanted to cover is in terms of social media and marketing, where picking the platforms you need to market. Now, when it comes to marketing and niching, one thing that's really important is figuring out where your audience really is. Instead of marketing everywhere, know where they are and focus on that. But you should also pick up platforms that you're more comfortable with. It's pointless going on TikTok if you're, even though your audience is there, but you're not comfortable being on video, you can't speak a lot and takes you forever to edit. Rather, see where are the secondary platforms. Niching is one of the best ways to truly grow and hone your skills and your capabilities to do something. So when it comes to marketing, if you're fearing that, hey, I'm missing out because I'm not able to market on all these platforms, neither do I want to miss out on so many other platforms that are out there. What I would tell you is figure out platforms where you're most comfortable expressing yourself. So that be writing articles on Mediums and LinkedIn, or putting up Twitter threads and short form content that can be repurposed into carousels on Instagram, or videos for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. Whatever you're more comfortable with, pick that platform. But once you create something, you know exactly what you have said. Use that as a form of repurposing content. Let that be when it comes to creating a reel that you have created. Now convert that reel's front script that you've created and the points you covered into a short form content piece of a carousel, convert that into a blog post. Even a single tweet can become an entire course. And this is something I have done personally as well. I taught a lot about pricing and AI and how AI can help you grow. I realized the problems people were facing. So I talked a bit more about different types of AIs. I saw the engagement there. I created reels. People loved it. Then I created my AI masterclass, as some of you know over here, and that crossed 3,000 users in less than 2 days, being mainly because, well, 3,000 in 1 week, 2,000 in less than 2 days, but mainly because the more you talk about things, the more you build your expertise. And all of these things were being repurposed. Let that be the same tweet. I use platforms like Poet, which allows you to convert tweets into posts and that you can post on other platforms. Whatever it is, you have the chance to truly benefit from one piece of content. But the main thing you need to pick is which platform you're most comfortable with and where your audience is. Find a bridge to and be there, and then expand further from everywhere else. So that's easier for people to know that, hey, this is where I can truly find Varun, Arcui, Phil, whoever you are. It's easy for them to find you, rely upon you, and then you can truly end up building your base for content and value for your clients. Yeah. So yes, we see Varanya and Madhurima have joined. Hey Varanya, how are you doing? Hello Madhurima.
Hey Arcui, hey Varun, hey Philip and Madhurima. Doing great, doing great. Thank you for the opportunity, man.
Absolutely. We are having a wonderful conversation about niching, and we are answering any and all questions in regards to niching. So go right ahead. Whatever you have, please feel free to ask them, and I'm happy to coach you with that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will listen for some time and come up with more questions.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Phil?
I was going to ask you to kind of expand a little bit more on that social media concept you had,
Yes.
because I think that there's a lot of sort of chasing on social media, meaning that TikTok's taking over for Instagram now, so I have to get over there and I have to do TikTok stuff and I have to do these and then reels are catching on. Wait, I have to go back and do a 30-second reel. No, I do the 10-second reel, and I have to have a dog in it with me, or something. It's incredible the amount of talk about niching down. Like like whoa, how am I going to do all these things? I have to have my puppy in a 30-second reel that has to be trending audio, or no, I should probably make my own audio, and and all of a sudden you're like, I can't do that and run my business every day. So
Yes.
are there you mentioned sort of getting comfortable one. I think that's really important. I would say my own personal one, I'd rather be on LinkedIn because I
Yes.
feel like that's sort of where I come from, so to speak, in terms of businesses and whatnot. But there's also a danger a little bit of missing out on an audience, right? That I feel like the audience of freelancers and solopreneurs and what I call next generation business builders is kind of leaving LinkedIn. I don't know, maybe that get a reaction to this group, because they're kind of like, oh, that's kind of like for people who are investment bankers and want to go, climb the corporate ladder. And I don't want to do that, So I just wonder, how do you find the balancing act there? And I don't know, maybe further thoughts on that. Because I get a little anxious over that too. Like, oh, I'm missing my audience. And then you're like, oh, but am I? And that kind of relates to fishing. So I don't know, are there thoughts on that, or anybody else in the group, or you can keep kind of going on that a little bit for me, Arcui, because I felt that's challenging.
Absolutely. It is. And one thing that I'll always tell people is only rely on trends and trendy music when you're too overwhelmed and you don't have the time to provide value. So let's say you provide one reel a day where you're covering a concept of branding, freelancing, whatever that might be. And let's say today you don't have the time for it. Go ahead, do something weird, do a weird dance and everything, use a trending audio, and then just make sure you put a line over there, like what you can relate to it. Like if you, by looking at this and what other people are doing, if you think this is something I can relate to a client conversation or something freelancers deal with, just do that. But mainly, more than depending upon trends and what's the best platform, you should always go right with the platform you're most comfortable with. Because I have seen people join in on Instagram when it's already at its peak and there's so much competition and saturation, so many people there already, and still thrive. And people who have joined in on new platforms, but because it lacked value and they didn't know how to truly use it, they couldn't really utilize it. So when it comes to picking a platform, you should always pick something you're most comfortable with, because that makes it easier for you to constantly be active there and consistent with your value. Your niche, your users, they'll always gravitate towards you. So you should always find a bridge. Then the next thing is, whatever form of content you create, it can easily be created in a different format. Even let's say you're good at writing Twitter threads, you can literally use text to audio generators that are now available on Instagram and so many other platforms, and convert a Twitter thread into that. You can add an image behind it. They're free to access. It takes a little bit of time, but if you want to go ahead on other platforms, you can do that. But the best thing I would recommend is picking the best platform for you and where your audience are. Because one, personal branding and utilizing your own personal benefits, it's truly important. You can always go and get a bit more out of your comfort zone and become comfortable with other things. But when you're starting out, it's good to start doing things you're easily capable of doing with more relaxed mindset and less stress. That allows you to go ahead and start putting value out there. And then the people around you, they will start coming to you, because regardless of whatever platform it is, people find value. When they see something that aligns with them, they will find it. And with what you said about LinkedIn, I think LinkedIn is a bit more of a twist, because LinkedIn is the most organic platform out there. And while I've seen a lot of people leave LinkedIn, I've seen a lot more people come to LinkedIn. I personally left Instagram a while ago. I still put stuff there, but that's more of a secondary platform. I'm more active on Twitter Spaces and LinkedIn, mainly because I'm someone who's comfortable being on audio and video. I wasn't always like that. So my niche that time was carousels. But the more I got comfortable with it, I really hyped up on Clubhouse. And then when Twitter Spaces came into play, I utilized Twitter Spaces because I'm someone who can speak, speak, speak. And sometimes it's a bit too annoying, but it's easy for me to add value in that format. That allows me to put myself out there. Same thing goes with YouTube shorts and everything. I record myself, I talk a lot about it, and then I just split it up there. So any platform can be used. It's just that you need to know where you are the most comfortable providing value. Because while I was on LinkedIn, I didn't find Varun and Varanya, who both know me from Twitter now. But when I was comfortable doing more things on Twitter Spaces, I got there and then they found me. So it's just that wherever you're more comfortable putting value, it's just that. I wouldn't have found them a while ago if I wasn't that comfortable putting my stuff in Twitter spaces, as well as if I didn't feel that this is where my audience is. It's just where I want to be most comfortable, where my audience is, and where I can truly provide the best value. Because when I'm comfortable and my audience is there, they will find it beneficial and they'll agree with it. In turn, they'll end up gravitating towards me. So yes,
Awesome.
yeah. I see some messages in the chats. I agree. I prefer Instagram over other platform, however, because of how I'm used to it. Plus, most of the coaches in my network actually usually exist there. Yeah. So yeah, you just need to pick things you're comfortable with. You can always try on any platform. Platforms and algorithms, they don't really determine much. But the main thing that truly matters is the value. You should use algorithms of any platform to align with your value and amplify it. But an algorithm doesn't determine your success and growth. It's you and your value. So yes, I would like to open up to any other questions from Varanya or Madhurima or Varun or anybody else here.
So you have who's that? Like if
No,
you
go
guys
ahead,
have any other question. Okay, cool. So Arcui, you have mentioned using the trending music, right?
Yes.
But I observed that the trending music will differ according to the region. So what trending music should I use? Should I use it like based on my target audience who are in different country and try to find it? Again, it is like so like time consuming task to finding the trending music in different country, or should I do whatever the reels I am looking at in this region, or like any idea of that?
Yes, absolutely. So a fun thing with Instagram is everything you see, your audience is practically seeing it too, at least 90% of the time, because it monitors the kind of people you're engaging with and determines where you hang out. So whenever I post anything on Instagram, for my location, even though I'm in India, Los Angeles is the first place that is recommended to me, and then comes my locations and where I am. Mainly because the people I generally converse with and the people I generally work with, they are in LA. So that way, Instagram is picking on that. The same goes with trends. Now, based upon your account, the engagement, and when it was last updated, you will have certain features and benefits. And even based upon the kind of collaborations you do, you unlock more features. It's truly like gamification, like collaboration tags and then 90-second reels. Some of them, some people still don't have them, but some of us, we have been able to acquire it firsthand. So there's a lot of these things. But when it comes to trendy music, pick whatever you think you can, obviously you don't cringe too much about, but also pick music that is really trending with, you can really find them on Spotify. There are blogs that update them every week, every day, sometimes based upon the trending music, and then see how you can relate that to your value. If it's sometimes when people are speaking something, you can't always relate that, but sometimes you have the chance to relate that. Like if people are talking about their dogs and everything, I always see this reel where a person is picking up their puppy German Shepherd, rotating them, and like, we're gonna have soft crackers later, and that's really fun. I can do the same thing with whenever I see young freelancers and be like, in top of the dog, I'll put a tag that young freelancers, when I see them, we're gonna grow your business together. Anything. So you can use these audios and trends. It's mainly it should resonate with other people. Because the once you start posting it, your audience, your community, whoever you follow or whoever follows you, they'll start seeing it. So that's anyways going to be out there. So obviously, based upon regions, you unlock things, but the more people you collaborate and work with, you end up finding value accordingly. And the audience you get is something that they will probably have access to as well. And I've noticed that because I see sometimes people in foreign use trending audios in India, which I find cringy, but I'm like, how did they get access to it as well? It's just that it's trending. And if they have a higher Indian audience, then they find those audios as well and they get access to it. Yes, Madhurima, go ahead.
Thank you. I definitely agree. I feel like for me, especially with the trending audio, something that I love to do is, I feel like it's a great way to actually fire up and inspire yourself about what kind of contents we can create around this, right? Like there is this really dope audio going on right now, like from the Kun Faya Kun song, like Kadam Badale. And I was thinking about this with Arca, like, okay, yeah, you know what, stress management, me telling kuch nahi bro, bas bola tha ki stress management thoda, you should take breaks to manage your stress better. And then people are throwing me out because they don't agree with that opinion, even though it's it's right, but it's hated. They don't want to listen to it. So I feel like that is definitely something that I feel, as long as you align with it and you can create a lot of content with it, audios that inspire you are the ones that you need to use. Though I do have a question for you, Arcui, and that is this. You know that I am an extremely multi-passionate person, and I have tried and failed miserably in trying to niche down, because every time I've tried it, I know that within me there is this like, but I want to do more, right? And even though I try my level best to stick to the niche, it never happens for me. And something that one of my coaches that I was working with recently told me was to get down into the essence of the people that you want to work with. I want to ask your advice on this for every multi-passionate out there who wants to help a lot of people, and not in the way that, oh, you know what, I want to help everyone, but like more along the lines of, well, these are the areas that I'm an expert on. And so you can see I haven't drank like proper coffee in a long time, but it's like you have to figure out how to go about this. The areas that you're expertised on, actually working on all of those areas, working with all the people in all those areas and niches. So my question to you is this: as a multi-passionate person, should we niche down? And if we were to niche down, how would be the best way to go about it?
Absolutely. And I think niching is still part of what you're doing, mainly with what your coach friend told you. It's the essence. So we want to work with all sorts of industries. We work with SaaS, profit for cause, NGOs, and even hotels and restaurants. We're not limited to an industry, but we niche down to a mindset. We like to work with people who are forward thinking, growth oriented, and who truly want to make some change. Because if you're not working with those kind of people, even if we are in the same industry, I know that they're not going to be implementing these things well. They're not really going to benefit from these things, and it's honestly going to be a waste of my time even if I'm getting paid anything I charge them. So we always recommend people to, one, even if you're multi-passionate, build a foundation just so that you have something to work on. Now I try to do one new thing every month, but I dedicate an entire month to build that up. Let that be with my courses, my books. I talk about it. Even if it's pricing, I have a class coming in few days for pricing, and even for that I've been talking about pricing for a while. And I like to do a lot more businesses as well. I'm part of a couple of businesses as a founding partner. I'm trying to build my own organizations that can do so many things for creatives in one way or the other, even for animal welfare. So I'm all of that. But even with that, I established one thing enough so that I can talk about it. I know everything about it, even if not everything enough to expand my knowledge. And then I move on to the next thing. This allows you to still be able to ignite the flames of passion that you have and manage them while you're going about doing more things. Yeah. You're on mute. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you so much. That really helped me.
absolutely. So yeah, what are some of the other questions some people have in regards to niching?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this is not actually regarding the niching, but basically trying to provide upselling the same services related to the services you are already providing, right? Basically, we edit videos and all, and right now one of our clients is struggling to strategize their content for the podcast, and we are helping them edit the podcast videos and convert them into reels, but now they are struggling for the strategy part. So I'm like, okay, I can help you with that because I've been working with many podcasters and I have some knowledge on it. But now they are asking about any case studies, but I'd never helped anyone with strategy for podcast especially. So in these kind of scenarios, how you deal? Like, the subject, but you never did it. These are the first time for this specific service.
Yes. So the best thing you can do whenever you're trying to, like, you, of course, you're in a situation where you're already in engagement with the client. But the best thing you can do before this is reach out and collaborate with more people and talk about these things. The more you talk about anything, like I niche down, I'm very well known as a brand strategist who has disruptive ideas. But clients come to me for book designs, podcast designs, and so many more things. And they come to me mainly because they know my understanding of branding, my understanding of strategy, and how that can be executed on other things. So create mock projects. Mock projects are still valuable, and create case studies upon them. And when you create case studies, have proper case studies. And I see a lot of people just put up work out there. A case study should talk about one, the problem a potential client comes to you with, and you can find these problems out there. A lot of people ask like, hey, how do I deal with this thing? Kind of like how your client has asked you. Use these problems and create an entire journey. Because the point of case studies is to allow you and your users, whoever is checking out the case study, to truly be in your client's footsteps. That allows them to be like, hey, you know what? I can really understand this problem and I can even relate with this. When that happens, they see the entire journey, how you came up with the solutions, how you executed upon it, and how the outcome came out. Now, of course, you can't create ROIs and impact because sometimes it's mock projects, but in most cases, when you collaborate with other people and you provide strategies to them, you can even do that. So reach out to some people who are doing podcasts and talk to them, see what they're dealing with, and be like, hey, I can help you. I'm more than happy to do a 1 hour consultation. And I say 1 hour because I'm at a point personally where whenever it comes to any problem in regards to any of my fields, 1 hour is more than enough for me to truly enlighten someone and tell them exactly what they need to do. And those are active solutions that can truly help them. My understanding of the industry and so much more allows me to do that. I would recommend the same thing to build your understanding and expertise. And then when you're reaching out to clients, provide them with case studies, provide them with collaboration, create content around it. The more you talk about these things, the need of case study reduces by a bit because they see content all over your social profile that, oh yeah, Varanya is good at podcasts. Varanya is good at podcast strategies on how to grow them. Now, the other thing you can do when you're in situations like this, when it comes to your clients are already there and you have to do with this, align and provide values from other projects that are similar. So let's say with the podcast strategy, their biggest problem is to increase listeners. Well, conversion rates is something I know you specialize in. So talk about here's how we specialize with conversions, and that's what we have done. Provide them case studies for those things, and then tell them how the same thing can be done for podcasts. Tell them how it's the same thing and how similar it is, while how different it is. Things that they need to implement. Because when it comes to any service we do, you can always pick up things from other things that you've done. It can even be with anything. Like I'm pretty sure if some people know about my dating history and everything and how I'm like in that area and all, and I can literally use that to say that, yes, I can help you convert more people and everything because I'm very good with people. So you can use anything out there to connect things. It's just that you need to have some sort of proof of work to be able to portray that so that they can see that. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, of course. And now I know what I need to do.
Yes. So yes, is there any other question that people would like me to cover right now?
So I have a silly question, I guess, but still,
Yes.
it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so the thing with me is I have already put this question on Abhishek's Twitter space once, but I mean it wasn't a lot helpful, but let's just try here as well. So the thing is with me, I'm kind of an introvert and an extrovert as well. I don't like posting stuff on made with Twitter as well as Instagram or LinkedIn. I don't like putting stuff, but my work requires me to post things. I have my content ready all the time. All right, I make designs and stuff on my Sigma, and I have things ready, but I struggle posting them on my social media platforms. So, I mean, if someone has any insight, I'll really appreciate that. Thanks.
Absolutely. I would love to know, why do you struggle? Like what comes in the way for posting? Because a lot of people are either they have problem creating the content, or they have a lot of content created, but they don't like posting it for one or the other reason. What is it personally to you that's making you want to not post?
I don't know. Maybe I guess deep down I'm thinking what people will think about it, but on the outer upper level, I see myself like I don't care whatever people think
Yeah.
about my uh, I'm sorry about my post and stuff. I don't care, but maybe deep down, I feel like they will pass comments or think about think something stupid about me. But I don't know. I'm not getting the right answer actually. But I still sometimes gathering all the courage and stuff and posting stuff online. That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now. So
Yeah. Well, One of the best things that I can tell you is, first, I have seen your content out there and I know it's really good. You cover a lot about things that are really important for a lot of people when they're starting out their business. So it's really important that you're putting it out there because you're helping those in need. And secondly, everyone is going to say something or the other. It's that we have to not focus on everyone, but those who truly need us. Now, if Will, you're okay with it, I would love to provide a bit of this recording to Varun when it's out there so that he can benefit from this. Is that something you're comfortable with?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So Varun, I know you create websites, right? And you're great with Figma. Let's say I know you even create social media posts and everything. So how can, if let's say I am creating, like let's say Kaveri, yeah, a client of Kaveri comes to you because she recommended you, and they're talking about like Kaveri is busy and they want Varun to create the website. What are certain things I need to cover when it comes to building a website for a fitness brand?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, what are the? I mean, what's the question exactly?
So, as a potential client, what are some things I need to know when I'm getting into building a website for my fitness brand? What are some of your insights and things I should cover?
Yeah. For me, I mean, where I can think from is, of course, the first thing is, why do you need a website actually? What is the purpose of you thinking like I need a website for marketing yourself, for more sales, or for getting more clients? I mean, what's your main purpose of having a website? And how, I mean, why do you think I can help you? How can I help you with that? Like just my services, like I'll build you a design and give you a website, that's it? Or you want something more from me and all these details? This is what I require initially when I mean, when someone approaches me or I approach them.
All
That's
right. Now, firstly, relax. You're doing great. Relax, take some deep breaths. I know you have a bit of cold as well. But now look at me as a potential client and tell me the same thing. So I want to create a website because I think it can help me both craft a great image online, but also help me convert sales. So according to you, what kind of website should I have when I'm starting a fitness brand? I have a fitness brand. I do a lot of calisthenics and parkour. So I want to build my own parkour website where I train people with parkour and calisthenics. What are certain things my website should convey, and what are things I can do to really convert people in my website, book more appointments, and even see what's more engaging.
yeah. So first of all, uh, you, the website should express you as a person as well, and your skill set. I mean, whatever things you are providing, and whatever you, I mean, delivering. First
Yeah.
of all, that's the thing. And it should show your face as well, like for building credibility and stuff to the potential user, and whoever is using your website. And it must have a clear notation for, I mean, how can I book a call with you, and everything, all sorts of uh, call to actions as well. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what I can think of right now on the top of my mind.
Oh, all right. And Varun, can you tell me why is it important for me to put my face out there? Like, how does that build credibility?
When someone sees your face, there is a different connection when someone can see your face, and you don't where someone does not have their face revealed, in my opinion. That's what I think.
All right. All right. And what kind of section should my website cover according to you? If you were to build my website, how would you create my layout?
Yeah, the first thing will be the hero section, which will have uh, a basic uh, uh, tagline for you, like what you serve. All right. The second
Mhm.
section will be how you have helped all the other clients which you have served previously. The second section will always be about yourself, how you started, what are you providing and stuff. And the second section will be services. The fourth, I mean, the next section will be services. What are the different services you provide, like whatever you say. whatever you said before. And the last section will be a call to action. How can I connect with you? And the footer as well.
All right. Now, that's really amazing because I know a lot of businesses who think a landing page should literally just be book a call with us, or they just sell their services, but there's no hero story. A lot of people don't go into social proof as well. So here's what I want you to do. We'll try to provide you a snippet of this in one way or the other in a few days, but I'm pretty sure you have captured everything I've said. Now, we know that it's far from perfect. It's far from being able to speak seamlessly, but you provided value and insights. Now, what we want you to do is two things. One, use this as your base. Use this as a reminder that this is how far I've come. Because I'm pretty sure in a few days, in a few weeks, you're going to be a lot more smoother. I'm pretty sure in a year or so, you'll be speaking much more confidently than I am. And I'll be like, oh my God, I need to take notes from Varun about these things. But you covered a lot of things. Now, even though you weren't able to speak everything and cover everything in as much detail as you could if it was a text message or if it was an audio space, this allows you that you were able to say it right now. So now use this as a base to start putting yourself out there a bit more. If you're not comfortable with video, that's all right. If you can do it better in audio or with your camera off, that's okay. But start doing these things and cover more topics. Now you know other things that you need to cover. With the hero, I don't know what a hero opening should be. You know it better. You know how a messaging should be structured. Every element you understand about websites, you can talk about it. So we benefited from it. Like I know a lot of my clients would have, I know Madhurima is a coach for burnout as well. So when she is building a website, she is going to be like, I'm going to go to Phil's recording for this Teamwrkr session by Arcui, and I'm going to make notes of these to make sure my website covers these things. So you have value. Some people, they're going to be like, yeah, that's amazing. Some people will be like, add more things. The best thing you can do, because I'll tell you this personally, on my podcast, the first comment I still get is promote this on some other channel, promote it on this thing, send pics to this. And I'm like, are you my target audience? Are you the people I'm really trying to promote to? No, it's just these bots and everything. And the same thing with, people sending crappy messages. It's going to be there, but there's going to be someone who's really going to benefit from this. And sometimes, let's say you get negative feedback, that's more than gold you could ask for, because when you get a negative feedback, if it's something that's degrading, ignore those. But when you get negative feedbacks, they're like, you didn't cover this or this isn't right and everything, engage with it with a positive mindset that how can I improve on this? If people are like, I like your value, and if it's constructive criticism, that's great. If people are like, I didn't like this at all, I don't agree with this, ask them, oh, what didn't you like? What don't you agree with? What are your views? This allows you to both learn, but also correct them if they're wrong themselves. Because sometimes a piece of content might cover inspiration to a lot of people, and to few, they'll be like, it didn't cover enough. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It does make sense. But the thing the thing is, I haven't got any kind of criticism online yet. But still, I'm scared.
Just
That's
post
the
it.
thing.
I'll give you positive.
Yeah,
I'll give you
that's
negative criticism. You post it. I'm going to send you negative comments that, hey, I don't agree with this word. But you know that it's coming from a good place. But on top of that,
yeah, exactly.
you have to put it out there just so you can see how further you can reach. Not how far you are, but how further you can reach. You have a lot of potential. I've seen your website. Like you should put your website in the chat. I would love everyone to check it out as well. Because
Yeah,
I've seen the
I'd
work
love to
you
do it.
provide and the way your website looks. I haven't seen developers with years of experience who are in the field for 50 plus years have such websites, and you have so much more. And I know you recently started freelancing. So there's so much I don't know if people are checking it out, but it's so much better than what it's already out there for most people. And you have an edge. Imagine you being able to provide this to so many other people. And the only thing that's coming in their way to achieve such gold and diamond rich content for themselves is that Varun is too scared to put out content. How could you do this to those people? They require your services, and you're like, I don't want to put it out. You need to. Does that help you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to try posting stuff online in a couple of months only. So
Yeah. Just put one post.
without-
Just put one question. Actually, I know you're comfortable with audio or text based. You can write a lot, right? Put up a question on Twitter,
Actually.
like, what are some of your questions on creating a website? Put that out there so you can talk about these things. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
man.
but don't wait a month. Don't wait a month. Start now. Just put one tweet.
Don't
Right.
wait at all. Don't wait at all. Stop right now. Do it right now. Do
Yeah,
it
literally
right
do it
now.
right now.
The
While
sooner
we're on
you
the
do
call.
it, the sooner you do it, the sooner it's
For sure.
done. Right. And I'm not gonna love
Thanks a lot.
I try to be like an energetic person about these things. And I can tell right now, I have notes from what you were just talking about. I
Uh-huh.
literally, I'm here writing down things because you're adding value right now. And I mean, that's just a huge thing. We talk about niching down, you have expertise, and you have so much to offer. I mean, everybody on this call or everybody doing these things has so much to offer, and we're learning from each other. And I think it's a super valuable thing. But you mentioned, actually, I try to listen very carefully. You said you were scared about this twice. So I'm scared. I'm scared. We're all scared to do things. The first time think about the first time you do anything. Scared. And I
Exactly.
was scared to post. I have a couple silly little dancing videos on Instagram. I hate them. I hate them. I'm not a dancer person. I don't like that. It's not my personality. I did some of it, and I probably won't do much more of it. But they're some of the most, I don't know, liked or whatever. I don't know, most, reach and on Instagram that I've ever had. I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. I don't love to do that, but I did it, and it, okay, I liked it. I didn't like it. I get a chance to choose something else. But I'm with Arcui. Just in that session right there, challenging you to do things, and in this sort of the focus on niching down. I checked your website. I don't think you should be. I don't think you should be scared of anything. Nothing. You're ready to go. You just hone that pitch a little bit. And Arcui knows, like, and Matt Rima knows me as well, coming from the sales end of things. And what you're doing there, Arcui is pushing you to sell a little bit, right? To actually sell.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's probably the most unnatural thing. It's an unnatural thing to do, especially those of us who are I'm more introverted. So you did a great job. All you need, what I would say is all you need there is like a little, almost like a card. I'd write myself, I literally would hand write it just on like an index card or something and put it right in front of it, tape it to my screen. These are 3 things I will absolutely tell people when they ask me about what I think about their fitness website. Boom, boom, boom. Those are 3 things I'm going to hit every time. And then you'll find out if they resonate, if they don't resonate. One might get crossed off, one might move up, but 3 things, boom, boom, boom. That's an old sales technique, by the way. Do boom, 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 hit those 3 things and they'll pick up right away. Yeah. Good luck. Don't be afraid though.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Philip, man. Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah. So yes, go ahead, Varun.
Yeah, just wanted to add one more thing, Varun, which is criticism. Like, you'll face criticism for anything you do, because I and my cousin used to run a YouTube channel where we review Telugu movies. And one time what happened, we got 70 hate comments because we were roasting their favorite hero. But what happened after that? Somehow YouTube algorithm picked it up and showed the same video to many people, but like those comments favored us. So just wanted to say, like, yeah, don't be afraid for those comments and all. Like, just put it there. Some people will definitely resonate with you, some people will hate it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everything boils down to one thing, like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Do
give
you
a
care?
fuck.
Do you care?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah. I'd like to just take
Anyways,
one
thanks
moment
for
and
it.
I'd like to take one moment to share my screen and show you something, Warren. So we all know Hugh Jackman, and yesterday, Webflow did an amazing ad campaign for Ryan Reynolds because Ryan was like, I need to showcase my website. Can you help us create one? So they made another video for Hugh Jackman that a lot of people haven't seen. And that brought a lot of things to our attention. Now, this is his Laughing Man company. I love his mission. I love his vision. But when you come down to the website, even though it looks great and everything, you really can't see any of this social proof. It's all black. But that's not even the biggest thing. You come to their Learn and About Laughing Man page, and this is their About page. All there is About Us. And even this part takes a while to be responsive properly, or else normally it's stuck in a very bad way. And this is how their About page looks. There's no About Us. And they're still ranking, they're still converting, but imagine how much more they could have if they had a proper expert providing them value and telling them where they're missing out, things they need to work on. Because this is not just it. There's so many other pages, but I don't want to put so much about them that they end up suing us for it. But they're missing out on things. And that's because they went with a great website builder. I'm pretty sure at that time, they went with someone who knew Squarespace. This is built on Squarespace because of the layout. I can see and tell, and I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing. And there's certain elements like for Wix, Webflow, Squarespace, and even WordPress. But you can see that they've used this thing mainly to sell things, but they're missing out on everything else that's truly important, especially with Laughing Man having such a crucial vision to help so many people grow and build. So when someone like you is out there providing value, it gets people to check out other things. It gets people to look at what's out there, what are they missing out on, what they need to cover. So one thing I'll tell you is literally right now, put up a tweet. I want to help you with your website. I'm going to review your website. And then just ask them to send your website URLs into chats. Do that right now while we go with the rest of the people. But yes, Phil, I hope you're okay with this, by the way.
It's your station, Arcui. Go ahead, man. I'm just a facilitator, you know.
Yes.
We're trying to help as many people as we can, so you want to share it, yeah.
Yes.
Did you
But
say
yeah.
that website you showed was that Ryan Reynolds Coffee Company or something? Is that his
No,
brand?
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, Hugh
Wolverine.
Jackman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he has a coffee company. I've been a fan of it for years. I've supported them, but I also didn't know that their website sucked. Well, not to say that it sucks, but it misses out on a lot of things. So yeah.
It's amazing to me that here we have someone who clearly, you know, they put a lot of attention to it, right? And they're serious about the business, and it's a coffee company. So, but you would think that someone would have gone, wait a minute, this is like the about page is blank right now. It's just blank.
Yes.
Like, well,
Yeah.
either don't have it, you know, or put something on it. You know, like
Yes.
wouldn't you think someone would have reviewed that before they launched? I don't know. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
That goes to show, like you said, they're still getting clicks and, you know,
Yes.
engagement, but
Yeah,
it's clearly
either put
not
it out
working.
there or at least hide away the page until you have some content created. But that's the thing.
Right.
And it's when people like Varun are out there providing insights that they find out about these things. So yes, are there any more questions in regards to niching, or would you like to come to an end for this session? We are not leaving until Varun puts up a tweet though. We have valuable time on Varun to put up a tweet. Or else I'm going to put up a tweet saying, reach out to Varun and ask him any questions you have about websites.
So social accountability partner.
Yes. But yes, are there any questions anybody else has about niching? All right. Well, with that, I would love to once again share the link for the Teamwrkr community for anybody who has joined in and anybody who wants to just share it with other people. It's an amazing community out there. You have met me and you'll meet so many other people like Phil who will truly support you and help you grow in your journey. So I'm really great and just glad that I came across Phil last year, and I've been a consistent part of the community, and I look to help as many people as I can. Now we'll be having another session in a few days. I think it's on the 20th, right, Phil?
Yeah, I think you've got one Monday.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have
So
another
take a look at
session.
that. If you join the community, it's a free community. I'll just to jump in there. It's free to join. You can look at that. All this stuff is contained in the community. So links to sign up for things and whatnot are all in the community. So join there and you can stay up to date as well.
Wait, did Madhurima say I'm at Arcui thanks to Teamwrkr? I'm your brother. What are you talking about? Thanks to Teamwrkr.
Look, yeah, hardy. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of odd Madhurima to give us some fun.
She didn't know me until then. She was like, "Who's a stranger in my house?" But yeah, apparently he's my brother. Thanks to Teamwrkr.
Maybe she really knows you now due to Teamwrkr. Maybe she really knows you now.
Yes.
That's what she means. She really knows.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
But yeah, it's a great
Thank
community.
you, Arcui. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you everyone for attending too. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And yeah, great to have you all here. And I look forward to seeing you all in the other episodes. We'll be covering on collaboration, growing your business from a freelancer to agency, and I think one on AI as well. I might forget a topic or two. I might say something else, but Phil is here to hold me accountable by keeping the right event.
That's right. We're going to collaboration. Actually, I think collaboration, growing, and then the AI one is the last one on March 1st. So there you go. 3 left. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. So yeah, looking forward to having you all here, everyone who's attending now and anybody who's watching the recording and coming in from there. But yes, it was great to have you all here, and I hope that I could truly help you achieve something or the other and allow you to enable yourself to do more and find insights you never found till now. All right.
Thanks,
So yeah.
Arcui. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.